Ilara clung to the rock face. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Just moments ago, she'd been confidently ascending, the summit within reach. Then the rock crumbled. She dangled, suspended over the abyss. Panic welled up, threatening to consume her. The vast emptiness below seemed to mock her predicament. Her fingers, aching and raw, were all that stood between her and oblivion. Doubt whispered insidious suggestions, amplifying her fear. Breathe, Ilara. Inhale deeply, let the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly. Feel the tension leave your body, the worries dissipate like mist in the morning sun. This was a ritual she had learned from her mentor, a way to center herself before any challenge. The words of her mentor, Silas, echoed in her mind. Remember, Ilara, he would say, the mind is your greatest ally and your fiercest adversary. It can either propel you to greatness or hold you back in fear. These teachings had been her guiding light, especially in moments of doubt. Silas, a seasoned climber who taught her everything she knew, was more than just a mentor. He was a father figure, a beacon of wisdom and strength. From the first time she had scaled a small rock under his watchful eye to the towering cliffs they conquered together, his lessons were etched into her very being. He'd always emphasized the importance of mental fortitude. Physical strength can only take you so far, he would often remind her. It's the strength of your mind that will see you through the toughest climbs, the most daunting challenges. When your muscles ache and your body wants to give up, it's your mind that will keep you going. Fear is a liar, he'd say. It magnifies the danger. Fear will whisper in your ear, telling you that you can't, that you're not strong enough, not brave enough. But you must remember, Ilara, that fear is just a shadow. It has no substance, no power, unless you give it power. Face it, confront it, and it will shrink away. As Ilara stood at the base of the towering cliff, she could feel the familiar flutter of anxiety in her chest. But she closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and let Silas's words wash over her. She began her ascent, each movement deliberate and controlled, her mind focused and clear. With every step, she felt the whispers of fear grow fainter, replaced by a growing sense of determination and confidence. Reaching the summit, Ilara felt a surge of triumph. She had faced her fears and conquered them, just as Silas had taught her. The wind whispered around her, carrying with it the echoes of her mentor's wisdom. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she had the strength and the courage to overcome them. The journey was far from over, but she was ready for whatever came next. Ilara took a shuddering breath, forcing herself to focus. She scanned the cliff face. There had to be another way up. Her gaze landed on a series of small handholds, almost invisible to the untrained eye. Hope flickered. Ignoring the trembling in her limbs, Ilara took a deep breath. The mountain loomed above her, a daunting challenge that seemed almost insurmountable. But she had trained for this moment, and she was determined to conquer it. The cold wind whipped around her, biting at her exposed skin, but she paid it no mind. Her focus was solely on the rock face in front of her, each crevice and outcrop a potential handhold or foothold. She knew that every move had to be precise, every grip secure. There was no room for error. Ilara reached for the first handhold. Her fingers brushed against the rough surface of the rock, searching for a secure grip. She found a small ledge and wrapped her fingers around it, testing its stability before putting her weight on it. The rock held firm and she pulled herself up, her muscles straining with the effort. She could feel the burn in her arms and legs, but she welcomed it. It was a reminder that she was alive, that she was pushing herself to her limits. It was a precarious grip, but it held. She moved slowly, deliberately, her entire being focused on the task at hand. Each movement was calculated, each step taken with care. She knew that one wrong move could send her plummeting back to the ground. But she didn't let that thought distract her. Instead, she used it as motivation to keep going, to keep climbing. She could feel the sweat dripping down her face, mixing with the dust and grime from the rock. Her breathing was heavy, but she kept it steady, using it to maintain her rhythm. Her entire being focused on the task at hand. She blocked out everything else. The cold, the wind, the fear. All that mattered was the next handhold, the next step. She could feel her muscles protesting, but she pushed through the pain. She had come too far to give up now. She could see the top of the cliff just a few more meters away. It seemed so close, yet so far. But she didn't let that discourage her. She kept moving, kept climbing, her determination unwavering. Each successful movement fueled her resolve. With every inch she gained, her confidence grew. She could feel the adrenaline coursing through her veins, giving her the strength to keep going. She was almost there. Just a few more handholds, a few more steps. She reached up, her fingers finding purchase on the final ledge. With a final burst of energy, she pulled herself up and over the edge, collapsing onto the flat ground at the top. She lay there for a moment, catching her breath, a smile spreading across her face. She had done it. She had conquered the mountain. Every move had been a victory, and she had emerged triumphant. The climb was grueling, the air thinned, making each breath a struggle. Her muscles screamed in protest, but Elara refused to yield. She clung to the rock, drawing strength from some unknown reservoir deep within. As the first rays of dawn kissed the mountain peaks, the world seemed to hold its breath. The sky was painted in hues of pink and gold, a masterpiece of nature unfolding in real time. Each ray of light brought warmth and hope, signaling the start of a new day filled with endless possibilities. The mountains, standing tall and majestic, seemed to glow with an inner light, their peaks bathed in the soft golden glow of the rising sun. It was a moment of pure magic, a reminder of the beauty and wonder that exists in the world. Elara pulled herself onto the summit. Exhaustion mingled with exhilaration. Every muscle in her body ached, but the sight before her made it all worthwhile. She had spent months preparing for this climb, facing countless challenges and pushing herself to the limit. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with moments of doubt and fear. But now, standing at the top of the world, she felt a sense of accomplishment that was beyond words. The summit was a place of triumph, a testament to her strength and determination. She had conquered not just the mountain, but her own fears and limitations. She had faced her fear and emerged victorious. The climb had tested her in ways she had never imagined, pushing her to her physical and mental limits. But with each step, she had grown stronger, more resilient. She had learned to trust herself, to believe in her own abilities. And now, standing at the summit, she felt a sense of pride and fulfillment that was beyond anything she had ever experienced. It was a moment of triumph, a celebration of her courage and perseverance. She had proven to herself that she was capable of achieving great things, that she was stronger than she had ever realized. The world stretched out before her, a breathtaking panorama of peaks and valleys. The view was nothing short of spectacular, a vast expanse of rugged beauty that seemed to go on forever. Each peak and valley told a story, a testament to the power and majesty of nature. As she stood there, taking it all in, she felt a deep sense of connection to the world around her. The mountains, the sky, the earth beneath her feet, it was all part of a greater whole, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. It was a moment of profound realization, a reminder of the beauty and wonder that exists in the world, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. It was more than just the summit she had conquered. She had conquered her own self-doubt. The experience had been a baptism by fire, forging within her a resilience she never knew she possessed. As she made her descent, Elara carried with her a newfound appreciation for the power of the human spirit. She had learned that fear, like the mountain itself, could be overcome with courage, determination, and a belief in oneself.